I'm just gonna grab a plate because my brother made a frozen pizza. And I'm gonna steal some.
Oh,
Ew.
you made a frozen pizza. That's
Yeah.
That's
well,
impressive.
An unfrozen frozen pizza.
Okay.
It's not delivery. It's DiGiorno's, which is like way worse.
Worse, yeah, really. It's disgusting.
Have you ever eaten a DiGiorno's pizza?
I've eaten 2 in my whole life, and I've hated them both.
It tastes like someone slathered their wrinkly dick across a piece of cardboard.
Anyway, I'm depressed now. How are you guys?
Welcome to the Your Brain on Games podcast.
Yay! I'm just gonna splice some of the clips from earlier into the part where we waited for Alex to get his microphone to work. So there you go.
It's behind the scenes, just not entertaining.
Not entertaining. Yeah, that's
like anything I've ever said has been entertaining. What?
I mean, that's a lie. Everything you said is entertaining to me always.
Okay, sure. It's Alex's birthday.
Yeah, it's the day of our boy.
Birthday. How does it feel to be an old fuck?
Wow, dropping the F-bomb for age.
Already, damn.
I don't feel any different, but I got a Switch, so I feel happy. So
yeah.
You're finally cool.
Gotta hit me up with your friend code later.
Took me long enough. Yeah, I still need to figure out how to find my friend code, but you know.
No.
It's like 2 buttons.
Yeah.
That's a lot of buttons, okay?
I'm old. I don't know how a button works.
Yeah. Isn't that what happens when you're old?
Yeah.
I've never played a game in my life.
I don't know what a video game is.
Wait, what podcast am I on again?
Oh, shit.
Oh,
I thought this was about making brunch.
Yeah.
Your brain.
So should I put away the eggs then?
Oh, man.
No eggs
Do they need to
allowed.
go back in the fridge?
That's really
one thing that we should probably bring up that since it's episode 4, I'm kind of disappointed that we haven't brought this up yet, but we're all aspiring game devs.
You didn't have to say that.
I mean, that's in the description of the podcast. I feel like we should have brought that up at some point.
I mean, that that implies that, okay, you have things to show for it. I don't. And
you have ideas, you have art, that's good enough.
Not like game dev related art. I'm a game dev in the sense that I talk to you. I'm like, hey, your game, and then Sue added me to the group chat for the video game.
Well, Amy, you can't speak. You're actually a game dev.
Yeah.
I mean, definition, whatever.
On a technicality.
My role as a game dev is just every once in a while I go up to them like, can I add this awful thing into the script?
And it gets added, so
yeah.
You have some sort of influence.
Yeah, you've got input.
Nice.
We do need to do a game jam at some point, because I think that'll help us a lot more in like fumbling around for days and days.
Yeah. Should we introduce ourselves?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a thing.
This is a podcast.
Right.
Birthday boy, go first.
Birthday boy.
I'm birthday boy. I go by birthday boy. That's all.
I'm the paper nest guy. I go by bitch boy.
I mean, that's true.
Yeah. I go by the paper nest guy on all my social media. Hi.
I can't think of a funny joke. Oh, you know, my father did walk in today, and apparently he got some email that was mine that got directed to his computer, and when he tried to say my username, he's like, it was Amy something. I was like, stop. So that's me.
Okay. Yeah, that's your name now.
Just any mispronunciation of the very obvious food pun tiramisu. Because apparently no one knows that when you change one letter in something to a vowel that sounds the exact same, it would be pronounced the same.
I didn't even know that was a dessert before I knew your username.
Oh, what?
No,
tiramisu is delicious.
I had it at college, like right afterward, but.
Oh, vor.
Don't eat Amy.
Okay, this podcast is canceled. I'm done.
Well, that was fast.
I'm done with it.
Took us long enough.
I mean, we've made it to episode 4. That's pretty much all we were aiming for, right?
We exceeded all my expectations. I'm pretty proud.
What exactly were your expectations?
3 seconds.
We turn on the podcast. Oh no.
Oh no. It ends.
The end.
Okay, so this is professional. We picked a topic for this episode, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're talking about games from our past and what we like about them or something.
Yeah, thanks to Pop Tropica
Oh yeah, that in the last time.
and Dylan's heavy support of it.
Yeah. Shout out to Dylan, the one.
we're just actually shouting him out now.
Yeah.
No.
It's the makeup for the third episode where we didn't name drop him.
To make up for the
Dang.
fact that I forced him to watch this podcast, and in return, he wrote like an essay about the last episode.
For every single episode, dude. Yeah.
He is
That's
strong.
devotion.
He's good at giving feedback. I love him.
Shout out to our boy. Okay, anyway,
Shout out to Dill.
this is a really bad podcast start.
Yeah.
That sounds
Yeah, we should come up with a.
Where we mention what we're going to talk about and then don't talk about it.
Yay! I'm sorry, I've just been distracted. I'm
Oh.
a gif you put in the chat. And
It took you long enough.
I'm just gonna
No.
delete that.
I've been distracted by that since we've started recording.
Okay, yeah.
I've said as many as this.
Actually, yeah, me as well.
We all just been staring.
You know what? Never mind. I'll keep that there. You better put that in the video.
Now I
Just
will.
Hypnotically. Sir Gunther approves. Should I explain Sir
Please don't
Gunther?
put that emoji below it.
It had to be done. Come on, you know.
I hate.
No.
Okay, I'm closing Discord as a tab now, so I can't.
Oh God.
I'm not gonna see this anymore. Please. Oh my god. Okay, so we're talking about video games.
Yeah, should we start discussing some old games that we used to play?
Yeah.
Someone should go first who's not me because mine's really boring.
I think
Oh.
since Bron knows what he's talking about, I think he should go first.
Does he?
Oh, okay. Well,
He definitely does.
totally. Thanks, Alex. You're
No.
the best.
No, you
In
put it in
improv.
chat. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
In improv,
it.
you must say yes and. Well, I mean, I guess I've gotten different starts in video games. What do you want to consider a video game? Because the first thing I can talk about is an edutainment game from my baby childhood.
Talk
That kinda-
about Seymour Skinless, or I will Seymour
God damn it.
skin you alive.
Okay. So when I was a kid, we had these things called CD-ROMs. Do you know what those are? What those are, kids?
No,
They're
tell us.
kind of like Blu-rays.
Bronson, you are 1 year older than us.
I know. Okay, yeah. So I had this education game when I was a kid. It was a collection of DK books, Dorling Kinderly or something.
No, I was going to say Donkey Kong.
Oh, I
DK.
wish. Okay, DK books. One of them was called Human Body Explorer, and it was this early 1990s cat. Stop, cat. Sorry, I have a cat in my room.
No, I thought that was part of the game.
No. Oh God, he's calling it the power cable. Okay.
Special guest
Just
Tom
Ron
Tom,
goes
Bron's
offline.
cat.
Stop.
Yeah, we're introduced to Bronze Frog and Bronze Cat.
Yes, I have all the animals today. Okay, yeah. So it was an edutainment game. It was early 1990s, shitty CGI, really, really bad. And it was just about this skeleton who would teach you all about the human body. And his name was Seymour Skinless. And it was the fucking most terrifying thing I'd ever experienced in my entire life. I need you to know that I sat up for hours every single night, just staring at the CD-ROM while in bed, just terrified of it.
Okay, but do you still have the CD-ROM, and have you tried to play it since?
I do not.
Damn it!
I've
You are a
split both
disappointment.
of them in half and threw them away.
Wait, is that a real thing you did?
Yeah, I remember it so clearly. I was 9 years old when I did that for the
Oh my
first one. I
god.
had two of them.
Superhuman strength.
What'd you do to the second one if that was just the first?
Yeah, no,
Seriously.
I did the same thing. I
Okay.
don't know why I had two. I can't remember because, like I said, it
You enjoyed it
scared
so
the shit
much.
out of me. God, no. But yeah, that was, I guess, the first game I ever really remember. It has no bearings on anything whatsoever about my taste in video games because it's not really a video game. But That's where I started. Yeah.
Well, great. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Thanks,
Any more
Rob.
insightful commentary I should give?
I'm sorry, I just distracted myself again because while you were talking, I was like, you know what I should do? I should buy a copy of The Amazing Human Body Experience.
What?
The amazing. Did you actually look that up?
Yes, they go for $20 on Amazon.
What? Why?
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah,
if
Is it
they're
the British
new.
version or the American version?
There's a British version?
Yeah, and the only reason I know that is because I tried to like YouTube the opening cutscene for the game,
Mm.
and I found one, but like the voice actor for Seymour was completely different. I had the American version growing up, and his voice scares the shit out of me. I can hear it in my memory. It haunts me.
Please send it to Bron for his birthday.
Okay.
Don't. I will split it in half and record me doing it.
Good.
Have it gift wrapped.
Good.
Okay.
Okay, I gotta close it. I keep getting distracted by things. I'm looking at a very buff picture of Tom the cat.
Okay. I can talk about my actual first video game.
Wait,
experience.
I just realized how bad that sounded. I was on my Twitter timeline and someone else put it there. I'm not.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Not looking up weird furry shit. Please leave me
I mean, I'm
alone.
judging you now. I wasn't before, but now I'm judging you.
Okay.
So yeah, if you want to get a good taste of where I actually started with games, the first thing
Alex, I'm gonna kick your ass, please.
Alex, what is this? Oh God, stop!
I'm trying to get rid of the gif. I'm sorry.
Very disgusting. This is the least focused episode of this podcast yet.
It
Well,
really
we
is.
started
Hopefully,
when
now
I
that
was
it's
gone,
gone,
I'm
we will be
eating
focused.
We should just restart it.
Alex is nodding.
I'm
Okay,
trying really hard to be silently eat pizza, okay?
I can't hear you. Like unless you actually talk, I can't hear it.
Wow, wow.
What are you talking about?
Okay,
I'm
so
trying to silently eat pizza.
Bronson, you not on this podcast, obviously, but just like in general, you've talked about Seymour Skills a lot. Are there any
Yeah.
like, other games from your childhood at all?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
Actually,
thanks.
I have an entire like God, I still have it. It's got like
Ooh.
fire ants in it. I think it started a fire ant colony in it.
What?
What?
I-
It must be a pretty good game.
Yeah.
I have a case, like one of those leaflet cases that you can put CDs into, and like it's just cram packed of games I had from like being a child. Most of them are Jumpstart, like CJ Frog, Third Grade Advance. I still have Third Grade Advance. It's still in my computer.
Oh
I
my
love that
God.
game so much. I've literally not removed it. I have not opened this CD drive in years. It is safely in there. I never want to lose it.
You know, when I came up with the idea for talking about games from our childhood, I didn't think you'd go all the way to freaking third grade education.
Hey, I was gaming from a young age.
I came out the womb when I was gaming.
I was playing
Remember
those
the Game Boy Color.
God.
When my mother's water broke, it was Mountain Dew.
Stop. Oh no! Oh God! The doctor didn't slap me with talcum powder. He slapped me with Cheeto dust.
Sorry, was that a little bit too much?
A little bit. Okay, if I can mention a game that people actually know.
Yeah, thank you.
The first real game I owned was Super Mario 64 DS,
Okay.
and actually,
It's a weird first choice.
yeah, I kind of have a story for it. I have an older brother. He's like 9 years my senior. And when I was a kid, he used to play the 64 DS multiplayer, like the Yoshi stages.
Oh, that's so fun.
Yeah. He used to play it with a friend of his, and I used to watch. And I was like, "Can I play? I want to play it. Please, let me play." And he was like, "No, because you're gonna break it." So then one day he left it out, and I grabbed it, and surprisingly, I broke it.
Oh my God.
Wait, how did you?
What?
Wait, you're gonna explain how you broke it?
I'm gonna, yeah. I played it for about 2 hours. Because
That's
he
a pretty
was
good record without
yeah,
breaking it.
he was out with his friend. Remember, I never really like played a handheld or a console or anything. The only thing I'd ever played was my CD games up until that point. So I was like learning how to navigate menus and shit. So yeah, I managed to play it for around 2 hours, and then he came back home, and in a panic, I I tried to toss it under the bed.
Oh
my God.
But we have a tiled floor. So instead of smoothly sliding underneath the bed, it kind of went. And the top screen got slightly unhinged.
Okay. I was asking, did you throw the cartridge or the DS?
The DS, yeah.
It's like, how the hell did you break a cartridge?
No, the DS went down there, and the hinge broke. Thankfully, it was still playable, but my brother didn't let me hear the end of it.
Oh, that's so weird.
For a good reason.
Yeah.
No,
So.
I'm sorry.
What?
Finish first.
No, go ahead.
Just say I have a weirdly similar story.
Oh.
Not similar in the sense that I was as stupid as you.
Oh, thanks.
Called out.
I was a very dumb child. Don't worry.
I had one of those classic DSs that had like the weird, like oddly polygonal screen looking thing.
Yeah, the big brick. Yeah.
Yeah, and I brought it.
I don't remember
like,
these.
I brought
The
it to,
gray
like,
silver ones, the original.
Yeah, like not the ones that look like a rectangle. They were just like weird, blocky. Bleh.
Switching this up.
But I remember I brought it to camp, and I dropped it on carpet, and for some reason that was enough to like break one of the hinges, just enough so that like the top screen would stay on, but it was like come out halfway.
It was wobbly.
And since it was like the only video game I had, I shoved my stylus pen like in a way that would make the top screen work, because if you like, it would like turn off and on.
You were an architect at the time.
I had this, so like, and this was in an era. This was when the DSi was out already, and everyone had that. So everyone was playing their DSi's, and I had this brick DS with a stylus jammed into the top screen.
Nice.
Like an idiot. I still have it, actually. It should be in this drawer somewhere.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That it's just routine to break the old DSs in a way where the top screen comes off mostly, but it's weirdly still playable.
I should mention that wasn't the only time I've ever broken a DS.
Oh my god.
Specifically my brother's DS.
Bron, you are not a responsible younger brother.
I'm not. I was at summer camp, and I took my DS. Well, I say summer camp. I was at an after school, an after care school, or what? An after school campground. Yeah. Sorry.
I can hear your air quotes on that.
Oh yeah, Alex, I can hear them. Yeah.
Wait, hear what?
No, I could hear yours, Bronson, the way you were like. Okay, never mind.
They weren't rubbing against anything.
What?
Well, like you can hear my earplugs.
Air quotes.
Oh, air. Sorry. Oh God. Okay.
I was like, excuse me.
What'd you hear from me?
No, I heard shuffling, and I thought Amy said earplugs.
No, I'm just laying down. Don't judge me.
I was trying to make a joke, and now I just made everything awkward. Please keep talking.
It's okay, no.
It's a minute-long tangent. Put that at the timestamp.
Yeah, that's all we are. It's just a 3-minute-long tangent for something we're talking about.
Yeah,
that's true.
So yeah, okay. I was at there was like it wasn't a primary school. It was like a school that you'd send like toddlers to, and it was right next to my primary school. So I actually had to go over there like at the end of every school day because my mom worked an extra hour. So she actually picked me up from there. They watched me for just an hour. So they had a summer program that I went to, and I took my DS with me. And after lunch one day, there was just this like bean. I found it. It was like somewhere in the cafeteria, and it wasn't cooked. It was still hard. And with the old big ass blocky DS, I was thinking, hey, I wonder what the crushing power on this screen is. So I placed the bean on the screen, and I just closed the DS and just like held it down tight to see if the bean would break, and it didn't. The screen did, and I couldn't use the top screen anymore.
That's a really powerful bean.
Yeah.
Well, these screens are just LCDs, and that was an uncooked, like thick ass red bean. So it murdered the hell out of my DS.
A really thick bean.
Yeah. Who would win? One DS or one thick bean boy?
One thick beanie boy. Okay. So
God.
in the midst of you talking, I did actually realize a more in-depth question we could be asking to this
Yeah.
very all over the place topic that I have to apologize for.
What? You act as if we're not all over the place already.
Yeah.
I guess.
We're
I
just,
just-
now issuing a formal apology.
I just like to pretend I have my shit together when doing second, like I do something that proves I don't. I'm like, I'm sorry. Anyway, I was gonna ask, like, since we're all gamers and you're big into games, Alex wants to be like a game designer. I wanted to like ask what game specifically made you like want to get into stuff like this, I guess. Just from your childhood.
Like into being a gamer.
Yeah.
What was the
Bronson,
game
you're
that
still going
sold it?
first.
Okay. I mean, am I going first? You guys didn't explain your first game.
No, I meant like you're still going first, as in like explain your whole point before we move.
Oh, okay.
Yes, so continue.
Idiot.
Yeah.
Don't make us do stuff.
Big major idiot. I guess New Super Mario Bros. Again for DS. Because like that was the first game that I was like, okay, I have to get everything in this. I need to spend like the next 17 straight hours of my life playing this game.
What,
And
wait,
yeah, no,
what
I-
is
I-
everything to get in that?
It's all the star coins, the secret exits.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
The special worlds that are hidden behind like the special boss fights you have to
Yeah.
do.
You got to beat it with the mini mushroom.
Special in quotes.
Special.
Two of them.
World 3 and 6, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird how they lock away part of the games just by a mini mushroom. But
Yeah. No, you gotta use it for something, right? So it's so useless.
We promise this item is good for something. Please, please.
I don't know, because I'd say that's the game that got me into games, but like specifically my preference now is in visual novels, and funnily enough,
yes. So we've known
yeah.
from To the Moon, Ib.
I've actually known To the Moon, like I think the longest out of any of the games I've ever.
I'm not
Talked about.
surprised.
But like the one game that I consider like to be the progenitor of that is Ace Attorney, and I've really only played that really recently.
Oh,
Well, I mean, that's fair, because if you can't afford to buy every game in the series, the logical conclusion is just to watch them on YouTube.
Yeah, exactly.
It's literally the same experience.
Yeah, I need that plot, yo. That's why I like plots in games, because I'm a cheap boy.
Relatable.
Yeah, what about you guys?
That was it? That was like your entire tangent?
I mean, yeah, I guess.
I was hoping that was going to go on for like 20 minutes, so.
Okay, yeah, thank you, no.
well, we still have other stuff to talk about with that.
Yeah.
topic.
I love how stream of consciousness you are, Amy, yet you demand that I have like 20-minute pieces prepared.
You're like, oh, I'm going to talk about it for 5 minutes, but Bron, half an hour at least.
Go! Have you ever seen the image that's like, it has like the picture of the human head and it says like thoughts and then it says like my mouth and then something completely random comes. That's how my brain works, but there's no second step in the middle there. It just comes out.
There's one step, it is thought.
My brain is one step and it is crap.
Yeah, no, I completely get that. I could talk about more, but generally I'm a very slow thinker. So nonetheless, throughout this podcast, I'm going to remember more shit and insert it. So
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
I
sure
think
that'll
that's
make
probably
time
how-
stamping this really fun.
Yeah. I'm sure that's how it's going to work for most of us too, to be honest.
Yeah.
I guess.
'Cause I know, like, there's probably a lot of games where it's like, oh yeah, I did that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I did that.
Why'd you say it like that, Alex?
I don't know.
Well, you sounded like Hulk Hogan.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, brother.
That was the shittiest Hulk Hogan I've ever heard.
Thank you. I pride myself on my impressions.
You're
Next
Twink
up, Nelson
Hogan.
Mandela.
You're Twink Hogan.
Oh God, stop.
What?
Nothing.
Twink Hogan.
So, Alex, do you want to go next?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so the start of my game experience was like Bron with like early
Bron.
computer games. So like what was it? There was like the old Magic School Bus games.
Oh, yes. Sorry.
Well, there we
That was
go.
a lot of excitement. Holy cow.
Listen, the Magic School Bus. That was good. Okay.
Jeez.
Was it?
I feel
Was it
uncomfortable
really?
now.
If you ever wonder why I'm so into science, it's because I binge watched the shit out of the Magic School Bus. I had all the VHS tapes.
Also because you're a loser.
Shut up.
It's like, don't out me like that. Yeah, but the Magic School Bus games I did, Freddy Fish, Putt
hell
Putt,
yeah.
Pajama Sam, all those. It's like looking at videos of people playing that. It's like, oh my God, I forgot I played that game.
Mhm.
Oh no. It's just
Like
all the
all the
memories come
memories flood
flooding
back.
back. Yeah. Heck, I like the only memories I have from like the old Putt Putt games was like me drinking juice. It's like all that was noteworthy about those games.
An early
Like-
onset alcohol addiction is what that is.
Oh, I thought you meant like making Putt Putt drink juice, because that
No,
sounds
it
like
was just
something
me
you could do in the
drinking
game. But yeah,
juice.
just you drinking juice. Yeah.
Weird juice.
Did I ever tell you that I drank apple juice and milk at the same time?
Oh.
Okay.
Why
Why?
would you say that?
As a 3-year-old, that's my defining computer memory. I used to sit at the computer and I'd have a baby bottle of milk and a glass of apple juice, and I'd take a swig of the apple juice and then a swig of the milk and then swallow it.
I thought you meant recently.
Oh, ew, no.
I do remember.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah, we're gonna slowly back away from that.
Just don't touch that topic.
Woo!
Just walk around it.
Yeah. So, out of you two, or out of us three at least, I think I'm more the person that's into the realistic, gritty, modern shooter. Yeah, with all the blood.
Call of
And,
Duty Zombies.
Yeah. Hey, that's good.
Yeah.
Don't you dare insult COD zombies.
Okay.
COD, yeah. Zombies, no. But I think I got my start with that when my dad, he used to play like this hunting game on the computer, where it's like you had to use duck calls and you go in blinds and you could use different like baits and stuff.
Duck Simulator 2018.
It was a good game to listen. I don't remember much about it, but I know like enough about it that it was like, I think that got me interested enough into like the Call of Duty style games that I'll actually play them nowadays and I have fun with them. But then when I got my first GameCube, that's when my life changed.
Yeah.
And then he
Because
talks
it was like I
about
had no-
sunshine.
Yeah,
3 hours.
actually, that was my first GameCube game, and I think that's actually the game that started me down the game design path.
Oh,
So
Because
it
you
holds a
broke
special place in my heart.
You used
I
to
But yeah,
agree.
I was like,
so
I
much,
got-
Joe.
Yeah, listen, you can't make fun of Sunshine now.
Sunshine
Please
is
don't
best
fix my
game.
addiction.
Wait, no, genuine question. Did you used to break sunshine when you were a kid like you do now?
No.
Okay.
I got like once I learned more about Super Mario World, that's when I started getting into breaking games like that.
Hmm.
Because my grandma, like, I think the GameCube was like the first game system that my family or that like I owned at home, but I'd always play like SNES at my grandmother's. So I always grew up playing like Super Mario All Stars. Like there's a Mario 3 mini game where you can do a battle mode. And me and my brother would play that all the time. It
Oh,
was
nice.
so much
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
And then when we got DSs, we would do the Super Mario 64 DS multiplayer and then New Super Mario Bros. Battle all the time. I have a lot of good memories of playing video games with my brother.
Question: does the All-Star version of that Mario Bros. Minigame you're talking about does that allow you to trade lives like it does in the original NES version?
Yes, I believe it does.
Okay, good.
Well, mostly what we did though is there's a mini game that you can do that's just a battle mode Or it's just
Mhm.
like the original Mario Bros. Like plumber game where you have to run around and collect the coins
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
as they like come out of the pipes and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Are you talking about the GBA version?
No.
No, sorry. Yeah, you just said All Stars. Excuse me. What am I talking about?
Dummy.
Come
I
on,
have
Bron.
memories. I can I can keep up. Yeah, no, because those series, the Super Mario Advance series, had a dedicated version of that.
Yeah, they had like
Yeah.
the new or they had like the original Mario Bros. Where they had like time trials and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And you like race ghosts, and I thought that was the coolest thing, but I never had that.
I didn't know that was an All Stars. I can safely say that I've broken Sunshine in my childhood. I've had 3 different copies of it, and I've broken all of them.
That's not
Quote
really what I
unquote
meant.
broke.
Yeah, literally broken. God.
Oops.
Someone, any fans watching this like 50 years in the future when we actually get famous, send me a copy of Super Mario Sunshine.
It's really
No,
weird.
don't. He'll break it.
It's weird because I own 2 different copies of Super Mario Sunshine.
Send me one.
One of them randomly got corrupted, like by no fault of mine. I think it just got like a scratch on it, like from the disc or so. I don't know. But I just ordered another one, and I think the first one still works actually. So
Oh, nice. I'll take your corrupted copy, please.
yeah, seriously, I'll just give it to you.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if he breaks that one.
Yeah,
it's fine.
it's already broken. Luigi's Mansion.
My dog
Good
ate
game.
that one.
Good. Sorry.
My dog ate that one.
Like
Your dog
whole?
ate it.
Well, he munched it and broke it in half.
Oh,
Okay.
I was so sad.
my
This
dog
was
ate
like-
my mansion.
A couple months after we got him, like, I'm so disappointed and I will never forgive you. To this day, still never forgiven him.
Oh.
Listen, I love him. He's a good dog. Still haven't forgiven him.
You know what? That's valid.
Yeah, it's fine.
If it was between my pet and a good game like Luigi's Mansion, Luigi's Mansion wins every time.
A living creature or a video game? I'm gonna go with the video game.
Yeah.
Is this even a debate?
Yeah.
Not at all. No. I've had 2 copies of Luigi's Mansion. I've had a lot of copies of games in my childhood.
That
There's a
seems
lot
very
of
irresponsible.
Yeah, I had what was it? I got one from my grandmother. She bought it for me from Canada and sent it down for my birthday. But like a week before that, I convinced my neighbor who lived in the next apartment complex over to let me borrow his game. So then he ratted me out to his mom, but then his mom didn't care because he let me borrow it, so I got to keep it. So then I just had 2 copies of Luigi's Mansion.
Wait,
Wow.
why'd you get to keep it if it was still his and he just let you borrow it?
Because it was something about like the mother was trying to teach him that he shouldn't lend his game out to other people, because that's really
Okay.
irresponsible and it can result in the games getting lost or stolen or broken.
A lot like that.
Yeah, a lot like, stolen, a lot like that. Yeah. Mhm.
Can I
Well,
ask,
nice
how
job
many-
at teaching lessons.
Yeah.
How many game systems have you broken? Like DS?
Just DS, thankfully. I've kept my GameCube's almost broken now, but that's just because of old age.
Listen, you gave 2 examples of DSs you've broken. Is it just
Yeah, it didn't seem like you were slowing down.
Let me think. The screen on my first DS Lite has like 1 errant pixel, and I think that's because I like hit it too hard with my stylus or something.
powerful?
And I once broke a GameCube controller playing Mario Kart Double Dash, trying to get the gold in the All Cup Tour for mirror mode. And I got so angry I just threw it on the ground and it broke. It stopped responding.
I never
Nice.
got that. Why would anyone want it? You know what? Never mind. You did damage it, so I don't have to have the question why.
See, I did that once with a headset in the middle of a stream, so it's fine.
Which stream? What?
I think I remember this.
Neither of you were there because I didn't know either of you yet.
Oh.
Never mind then.
It was back when I was on Hitbox. I was playing Superstar Saga, and I think it was just Dylan in the chat, and he made some pun. And as a joke, I took my headset off and threw it on the ground. And it snapped in half.
Mood.
Oh no!
I finished the stream with it like in pieces on my head.
Oh my god. eviscerated. That's the worst when a joke gets too real. It's like, oh shit, I broke it. Oh no.
I think
You
the
know what?
funniest thing is that there's birthday art that Soup made of me with the headset with like a bandage on it.
That's amazing.
Nice.
Any other games you can think of, Alex? Birthday boy?
Yeah, well, it's just Super Mario World and Donkey Kong Country 2 were like some of the biggest factors to why I enjoy games so much. Like, I swear to God, I have them on my phone. I've played them at least like 7 times each.
Oh wow.
I love these games to death. Like, I know a lot of the tips and tricks with them just because I've played them so often that it's like I want to learn something new with them. So I search it up and, oh, I guess I can glitch out of the map. Whoops.
Yeah, guess I can do that now.
Whoops.
Wee.
Yeah,
What
then
I'm
ever since I
hearing-
started. What? No? Okay. Never mind. But yeah, ever since I started learning more about like the mechanics and stuff of Super Mario World, that's actually when I first started making games. Because my first attempt of a game was trying to recreate Super Mario World.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it didn't go so well.
Yeah, I imagine.
I actually had a lot of good progress, but it's just I was such a bad coder at the time that it's all over the place.
Yeah.
I'm still
first
pretty
try,
proud of the
that's
dudes that I
admirable.
made. What?
I said, for your first try, that's pretty admirable
Yeah.
to go after Super Mario World. That's impressive.
Well, it's like I took there's like speedrunner things, like speedrunner tools where you can actually see the exact speeds and like the frame rates and the animations of each and every character.
Oh,
So
yeah,
I
okay.
took that tool and I started like breaking down the game into as many base components as I could. And I
Damn,
think that's
pretty
when I first
badass.
made. Yeah, it's fun. I think my game design binder, like the first good 10 pages, are probably all notes from Super Mario World deconstruction.
I just downloaded Lunar Magic and made some ROM hacks.
Cool.
Yeah.
I wish I did that.
It's a lot easier than
Yeah,
coding
it
a
probably
game from
would've-
scratch.
Would have been a good start.
I downloaded RPG Maker when it was on sale, and I've never used it. So
Me too! Yay!
Yay!
It's just sitting there.
Yeah, one day.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Eventually.
It'll get some love.
Still worth it because that thing was like $100 and I got it for like 20.
Yeah, it's an expensive tool.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my game experience. So that's how I matured as a gamer, I guess,
Matured.
and became a gamer.
You grew up into a Game Boy.
Yeah, Game Boy Color Blue SP edition.
So what I'm hearing is that literally all of us started with Nintendo systems.
Yeah.
Good.
I mean, what'd
The
you
only
expect?
way.
We're all Nintendo fans.
Well, I don't know. Just usually when you hear kids, you hear of them like being part of the era where like Nintendo versus Sega was big, and they like.
Oh.
I expected
I
at least
wasn't around for
Bronson
that.
to have played more Sonic. You didn't even bring that up.
Well, okay, Sonic came way later. The first Sonic game I first played Classic Sonic in 2011, I think. I mean, I have a
Wow.
DeviantArt journal about it.
Oh, don't say that.
I'm on DeviantArt, kids.
Oh no.
You are dead.
Yeah,
You-
but I mean, I didn't like Sonic because at the time, like, it was Sonic 06 and Sonic and the Secret Rings
Everyone's
for
favorite.
Wii. Yeah, God.
Sonic and the Black Knight, the best Sonic game.
The top 10 Sonic games. Go. Sonic and the Black Knight.
That's
That's
it.
it.
I guess it's-
Shadow.
I guess it's not really a contest at all if you grew up like in the early 2000s.
Yeah, exactly. Because by then Sega just dropped out of the competition.
Yeah, they were kind of dead.
Yeah, it was PlayStation and Xbox by then.
But still, neither of you had those.
Well, yeah, like when some of my friends that I hang out with now, a lot of them grew up with PlayStation, and like my neighbor friend, he grew up with GameCube as well and a lot of Nintendo systems. But when I finally started hanging out with my other friends a lot more, it was always super weird hearing about how they were growing up with all these PlayStation games. It's like, what's a PlayStation?
Yeah.
Spyro, I've never even heard of that.
Yeah.
I actually had a PlayStation 2 because my stepdad did. He let me play it from time to time. The first game I played on that was God of War 2.
Yes.
Which is, yeah, top tier game.
Yes.
Oof. Imagine my tiny little child brain going from the bright and colorful Super Mario to just gore and maim.
Yes.
It was delicious.
I have a similar experience.
I think
You
that's
played
when it
God of
started
War?
becoming edgy. Yeah.
No, actually, the first time I played zombies,
Oh, really?
I had nightmares for like weeks afterward.
How old is Zombies? I have no clue where that. Like,
Oh, it's pretty old. It started at World War, and then
I thought you were gonna say a date that it came out, and I was like, wait,
No,
what?
I have
It
no
came
clue
out in
the
the World
dates.
War? What?
World
What?
War III.
Well, back in my day.
Back in the aughts.
Yeah, no, I played it when it was on. I got the Wii version of Black Ops. That's how much of a Nintendo fanboy I was.
Oh my god.
Wow.
And trust me, Wii version of Black Ops, not a good time.
Oh,
Motion
gosh, no.
control Black Ops. Yes.
The Wii ports for third-party games. Oh,
Oh, it's tasty.
It was beautiful.
Lord. I played The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Oh,
remember that.
hell yeah.
Yeah. It's not the one with the where he just face plants in the burning
God
building.
damn
It's
it.
not
Then
that.
what's the point?
But I
It's
do
one of my
remember I
fa-
had a lot of fun like swinging around the city. That was like really cool. The physics for that were really like intuitive and fun to do.
Isn't
One
that
of my
considered
favorite
like one of the
ones.
best Spider-Man games?
Yeah, and I'm actually proud I got to play it.
Is it really that good?
No, I mean I didn't do any of the missions, but it was
Of
just
course.
a really fun game to like it had good game feel to it.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
It's a good design.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, Amy, it's your turn.
Oh man, I
Yeah,
don't want
you-
to talk.
Well,
Go
too
King
bad.
Cup.
Yeah, you can't tell us to talk and be like, oh man.
You're the host of this podcast, aren't you?
I thought my title got revoked in the last one.
We have to keep up with the lore here, guys. Come on.
Yeah,
God,
I'm sorry.
My story, my carefully crafted plot. I'm just embarrassed
Come on, our
because
character arcs are not for nothing.
my experience with
These
video games
these character arcs all bend backwards into a pit of lava, okay? That's where they go.
they bend backwards back into my ass.
Well, they just went even further back.
Yay! No,
Right up.
I'm just embarrassed because both of you had very little to say, and I'm just like, my only personality trait was my experience with video games, and I didn't have an experience with video games until like 2009. Hi, Gunther.
You can hear him. I can see the little light around my icon lighting up every time he croaks.
Very talented.
He's very loud.
He's so strong.
He
So proud
was-
of him.
God damn it! Hold on.
We'll be right back. Bron has to kill the frog.
Killed it.
Dun, dun, dun,
Got
dun,
it.
dun.
Oh God. Okay. Now go ahead, Amy, with your massively long story.
I'm not gonna say all the things because
Do it. Too bad.
I'm not gonna be that person. I didn't get into video games like as a little baby child because being a woman, weirdly I had my only girly phase when I was like really young. So up until I was like 8 or 9 years old, I was just like really feminine, and then randomly I think I found my dad's old Game Boy in like a drawer or something, and like a copy of Pac-Man Advance.
I thought you were gonna
Oh,
say
nice.
Pac-Man 2: The New Adventures.
Oh hell yeah! No, it
Alex
was
Richards.
just like the collection one that had all the like the original Pac-Man
Oh, okay.
3D versions, and that was like the only game I played. And then I think I went to a GameStop and I bought like one of those. Oh, what was it? It was the Drake and Josh game.
Oh no.
I own that.
That's
I own
one
it.
step above the That's So Raven game.
I wish I owned that one. No, my dad had some like pool game for it, and he had Tetris. I never really got into Tetris. He only had like 4 games.
It's a whole lot of games.
I had for a while, and then I asked for a DS in like maybe 2009-ish. And since my parents didn't really know what that was, I got the pink brick. Not even
Gotta
like
be pink.
Yeah, it's got repacking. Not even like one of the slimmer designs, like just like no, it was just like big old brick.
Yeah.
The most 2000 looking device that they could possibly get.
Oh yeah, it's even better because it's the pink one. So
Yeah.
and then to be cliche, I had Super Mario Bros. DS also. I didn't unlock anything. I just learned how to beat it really fast with all the shortcuts. And I would just do that over and over again. Because I didn't have many games. And then for some reason I had a bunch of like third party weird things. I had like 3 different cat games.
Oh no.
Oh,
Even
Lord.
like Nintendo cats. It was just like weird knockoff versions of it. You ever play Nintendogs? It's like that, but cat.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Worse.
It's like the really bad CG. It's
Yes.
Seymour's skinless.
It's not that bad. It was just like you have cats, so you just like feed them. I don't know why I didn't just pet my real cat. Okay,
It's not worth it. You have to do the online ones.
virtual cats only. God.
Gosh.
I'm trying to think of what old DS games I actually had that influenced me a lot. I had Mario Party DS, but I didn't have any friends, so I just did the story version a lot.
That's valid.
And also Mario Kart DS, and again, I didn't have any friends, so I just did all the unlockables.
There's some good unlockables in that game, though.
There are. That's the only Mario Kart game that I haven't gotten triple stars on everything. And it was the first Mario Kart I owned, so oops.
Whoops. I never focus about completion in games. I just like play them to have fun. And then I'm just like, oh, well, I'm bad. That's whatever.
Oh.
I never get better. And then,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't even know if they had blockbusters in K-Man, did they?
Yes, they did.
Okay.
Not
Back
anymore.
when Blockbuster
No, they're
Anyway.
very much dead.
sad. Back when Blockbuster still existed, at least the one near my house had a section where you could rent video games.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but they were almost always just like DS games or Wii games or whatever. So instead of buying games, I just like rent them from Blockbuster. I think
Yeah.
I played like Pokemon Black 2. But the first one I rented was Bowser's Inside Story, and then I was also watching
Nice.
play that on the side. And that's instead of playing a lot of games, I just watched Let's Players play them because I didn't have any money. So I just like sat at my dad's like giant brick computer and just like stared at it for hours. Doing nothing. I specifically remember for whatever reason I watched Nintendo Capri Sun play Conker's Bad Fur Day when I was like 10, and I was like I like censored the page with like a paint document open covering because I was like embarrassed. Yeah, this is like my parents would know I was watching like a rated M game with like
Jeez.
really badly rendered boobs. That
A good word.
is really
I
funny.
always forget that Let's Plays were around for quite a while already.
Oh yeah, Chagakara's channel is 12 years old.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Now, I was introduced to YouTube through. I mean, I think was it Nintendo Capri Sun? I can't even remember. It might have been someone else, but like Super Mario Galaxy Let's Play. That was like the first things I'd ever watched on YouTube. That and Resident Evil 4.
Yeah, no, actually, the first Let's Play I ever watched, which got me really into it to the point where I wanted to be a Let's Player, and then I've tried several times, and it's really bad. We don't talk about that.
Shush.
It was some like when Let's Playing first started, and just like anyone did it, and it didn't really matter if you were popular or not. There was this guy, I think he was called like Missmaster 1 or something, and he did one of the first Inside Story Let's Plays, and I got really into his. So then I got really into Inside Story, and then I got really into Let's Playing and video games and watching people play video games. But instead of wanting to make them, I wanted to make like fan characters based on the universe.
The content around the game.
Yeah, when my dad got a Wii and I played Galaxy, I started making like Mario characters and getting into it that way.
I remember that. I know where this is going.
We're not gonna go far into that. And when I was like a lot younger, my mom harps on this a lot. Gunther's really loud.
Yes, I'm sorry.
She likes to remind me a lot that I really want to be an author and an illustrator, even though I don't want to be that anymore. So I'd like come up with stories a lot, and I just came up with like writing plot lines for video games, I guess. And then I guess that just gradually shifted into wanting to make them. But I still don't actually know what I want to do with my life. So
Mood.
I guess I just like playing video games with like a deeper story because I know I'm bad at the gameplay aspect. So then when I like played Pokemon, I was really shit at Black 1. I wanted to like get more into like the RPG aspect with like fun story elements. So for a minute I can forget that I'm like bad at the timing stuff.
The story's good. You don't have to worry about the gameplay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Inside Story, like in general, really affected how I think about games a lot. Just because, why are you laughing at me? You gonna make a war joke?
What?
No, I just something about like the comedic style in that, along with like the really poppy colors and like the sprite style. I don't know. It's really
Yeah,
of my childhood, and so whenever someone says that like Partners in Time is better, I just say no.
just do a quick stab.
A
It's just-
knee-jerk reaction.
Yeah, I don't even know if I played it now and it didn't have a connection to my past, if I even feel the same. But I've just never finished Partners in Time because I wasn't very interested in that plot, and so like I got really into like the Mario spin-off games that were like story driven with like very stylized, overall feels. So like the actual I don't like the actual Mario games.
Sacrilege. No.
Sacrilege! No, I had like Super Mario Bros. For Wii, and I only played like a couple worlds of it, and I'm like, this is boring. I don't have friends to play this with. I'm not in these levels. They're all the same.
It's the DS version in HD. Well, not even HD.
Wow.
480p.
Wow. Like the only one I was ever interested was in the DS version. Like I feel like if I ever went back and tried to play like Super Mario World or like the original games, I wouldn't like them just because I don't like the platforming element very much.
I feel personally attacked.
Sorry. I like it more in like the Galaxy 3D titles because like very stylized, like the music is like very orchestral based and it's all spacey and neat.
Yeah, Mario Galaxy was pretty good at that.
The gravity thing was like revolutionary, so that's like a big aspect of it. I liked Odyssey so much because Galaxy was also a part of my childhood, so I don't know. I don't know.
I'm trying to think now what like whether I prefer the 3D or the 2D Mario games, like one over the other. I haven't really thought about it, but I think I have a preference for the 3D titles just because I grew up with them. Like I said, 64 DS and Super Mario Sunshine was another really big one for me.
Well, it's not like I feel like the 2D titles are bad, because like the Paper Mario games and the Mario and Luigi RPG ones are also technically in 2D, but it's just like platforming wise, since Galaxy is like, I don't know, it's not just platforming, I guess. It doesn't feel like a platformer. It feels like I'm like traversing a bunch of planets.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
it's more
like
of a
secondary.
Yeah, it doesn't really take the idea of a platformer and just live with that. It keeps on pushing and does new things and introduces new ideas and mechanics. And
Yeah.
Mario on spheres.
Wow.
wow.
And now he is going in circles.
$40 right now.
Because I always try to think about like what genres I like, and I'm like, well, I don't really know if I like platformers, and I wouldn't like shooters, and I don't know if I like adventure titles. I just figured I like games that like I'm fundamentally not great at, because then there's a point where I'm not having fun because I'm frustrated at myself that I keep getting the controls confused in my head. And in like story-driven games, I don't feel that way.
Yeah, because the focus is on the story.
Yeah.
Instead of manufacturing a gameplay style. Yeah. I'd say I mean, like I say, visual novel for me. But with platformers, I find it really depends on which platformer it is. I can, because the physics in platformers are usually like the big deciding factor about whether or not they're fun to play, right? Yeah. So I like New Super Mario Brothers Wii when it came out. As a platformer, I like it because it you can speed run the levels, right? Once you know how to. If you want to run through a level and just like jump around, it's fun to do. Even if you don't get anywhere, if you hit like a pipe and then land, you're just like, oh, but let me keep running. Let me keep holding the right button and the jump button over and over again. Whee! But conceptually, as a game, as a sequel, I don't like it because it's just New Super Mario Brothers again. Actually, I'll addend that. I like DS and Wii because we added enough new things to feel warranted, but the other games are not that.
I like how Wii looks. I don't like how Wii plays, I guess.
I guess I could see that.
Because I wasn't good at it. Because I was, maybe if I went back, because I know it's not a hard game. I just was really bad at a lot of the levels because I was playing alone, and that one is about like the multiplayer aspect.
Yeah, it kind of focused a bit on it, despite not having levels created for it.
Yeah, exactly.
So I would play alone, and then like if I got stuck on a level, they have the thing where like you can just skip it. So I would just skip most of the levels to get to the bosses, and then I'd be like, I'm not actually playing this game and having fun. So then I just
was that in Wii?
Yeah.
I literally did not know that.
I skipped most of the levels in Wii.
Okay.
If I messed it up enough times to like piss myself off, I just do that because I was like, if I'm not having fun, then I don't care about being good. I want to play video games as an escape.
Yeah.
That's why I'm really upset when people are like, video games are about like competitive nature, like tournament.
Oh god.
You're not a real gamer if you're not good at games. Like,
yeah.
Cut your hole.
We should do New Super Mario Bros. New Super Mario Bros. Wii on Parsec at some point.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Resolve my childhood trauma of being.
That's gonna be
Fix
fun.
it with some video games
on everything.
Oh god.
I feel like now that I'm thinking about it, a decently large amount of my childhood video game experience was those third-party games. Because I also have like some weird like ice skating game for the Wii, and I have a bunch of Just Dance games.
Oh, really nice.
Yeah, like
I don't know where do you get third-party games, because someone has to buy them, and for me, nobody in their right mind would go out and buy them. It has to be like parents buying games for their kids, right?
I bought the Drake and Josh game actually.
Why did you buy it?
Because I liked
Drake and Josh, of course.
I liked the show Drake and Josh, and I had.
And so you thought,
system.
I know what I want from Drake and Josh. Shitty game.
I know exactly why I bought it, because if this will surprise you, I got it at a GameStop. You know that glass case of like the really old games that they have sitting in the corner.
They toss it there because no one else looks at it. Yeah.
I had a Game Boy, but since it was in the era of like the DSi, I didn't have a DSi. I was just looking for Game Boy games, and in that case, I think the only thing I recognized was the Drake and Josh game.
Okay.
It was probably like $4. I got it. There you go.
Completely forget like doing that as a kid, like looking through all the old games, like what can I get for my system?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I'm pretty sure the only reason I ever bought Rhythm Heaven is because they put it in like that glass case at the front, and I was just
dang, okay. Rhythm Heaven. I forgot about that. Oh yeah. That was a good series of games, bro.
I can't say that was ever part of my childhood because I only ever owned the DS one, and I was really bad at it. Well, I was decent at it. There were a couple of the games I just couldn't get the timing on, and then I'd get really frustrated. But
I want to see you stream that now.
Is it even streamable? Like, if it lags even slightly, you're screwed.
I mean, yeah, that's very true. I mean, if you can find a good version for Wii, then yeah.
I should find one of those cat games and stream.
Yeah, play them all. Play all of them.
I just remember the very specific one, also for Game Boy. It really weirded me out because you got a cat and it was just in one room of the house. It was just like a cat in a living room. I think you just fed it and you played with it, and then it would like cycle through 30 days. And after the end of a 30-day period, you would just have to pick another cat. And that was just the game. It would loop forever, implying that you can only keep a cat alive for a month, and then you had to get a new one.
That cat, never seen again. Suddenly you just have a lot more sausage in the freezer.
Oh no.
He just ran away.
Cat is dead. Pick new cat. It is okay.
Game system can't handle that cat for too long.
Can only handle one cat.
Storing way too much data on this thing. We gotta kill it.
I just get attached to the cat, and then it would be gone. I get really upset about it.
Aww.
I hate
That's
how much I
rude.
played of that game because that was like one of the only games I had that was mine. So I just played that for hours.
I think I've had like 2 third-party discount, like no effort put into it games. One was Bratz Lego
Oh no.
Oh my
Lego
god.
Friends or something like that.
Oh my god.
I just remember getting it in the jewel case and just being like, what? Because it was a gift from my aunt, and I don't know why she thought I'd like it, but she gave it to me, and I was like, what the hell is this? So I played it for all of 3 minutes and never touched it again. And I don't know what happened to that game because it left my memory after that. Yeah.
When you said Bratz, I just had another epiphany that I owned a Bratz game.
Oh, God.
I think I streamed actually.
What?
Yeah.
Did you?
There was a period of time before I got on Twitch where I'd do streams where I just find a bunch of downloads for like old third-party Game Boy games and just like stream them in succession. And I'm pretty sure I
God.
played that Bratz game at one point. It was really bad. I don't
Wow.
what it was about. Like it was weird because my dad knows what video games are. He has one of those giant arcade cabinets in his room, and he's had that there for like years and years.
Awesome.
For reason when it came to buying me video games, like they just got me third party stuff. I don't until I could
It's like,
figure out
oh,
how
this
to-
looks just like what I used to play.
Yeah.
yeah, when I could just
The Bratz
request
game.
stuff. The Brats. I don't even know how I got
haven't-
that. My parents probably didn't buy that for me. I don't think I picked it, so
Like, it looks just like Pac-Man.
Oh my goodness.
They have big heads and they seem to eat a lot of stuff.
Alex.
I mean, you're right. I
God.
even own Bratz dolls. I had Barbies, so like
Oh, you know, speaking of cats that you mentioned earlier, I should mention that I have a cat curled up right next to me.
hi Tom
Oh.
Tom.
Pet.
He's sleeping on my
Pet it.
chest.
Please
I'm
kiss
petting him.
Kiss
I'm petting him very hard. I can't kiss him from this angle. I'm
Kiss
gonna hurt my
him.
neck. I can't.
Coward.
Mwah. There, I air kissed him.
Cat
Close enough.
Good kitty. Was that everything from you, Ames?
I guess I did want to say that like we got to this topic because we were talking about Pop Tropica and the other one, but like we want to talk about like those Flash games again.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah. You
Nice.
wanna? Because I'm sure those made up a lot of our childhood.
Well, I'm gonna
Yeah,
probably be
well,
the shortest for that.
You should go first then.
Yeah.
Okay. Super Mario Flash. That's it.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I think it's like I did Super Mario Flash. Like, oh, it was a blast down memory lane because I was messing around with like our old desktop computer to like get the old pictures off of it from when I was a kid, and I found a Google or a Word file of like multiple saved like number format strings for the Super Mario Flash levels, and it was so trippy looking at that and be like, that existed. I did that for a while. Oh God.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so it's just I did Super Mario Flash. I didn't play a whole lot besides like Pop Tropica a little bit, Webkins a little bit. What else was there?
You are a better
A little
person than
more.
I am.
Yeah, I didn't do a whole lot of computer gaming besides like the old CD games.
Yeah.
I think Line Rider, that was the other one I'm trying to think
Line
of.
Rider, nice. Oh gosh. Okay.
Yeah, I remember bits and pieces of that. There was one. No, never mind. That isn't like a Flash game or anything. Never mind.
Oh.
I was thinking, like the old like school program that they would have that's like Kid Picks. That's what it's called, Kid Picks.
That's such a discount. Like went through like 15 different people at a table in an office kind of name.
Yeah, that was like the only computer program I played. I didn't do a lot of Flash games like you guys probably did. I didn't have much of computer life, and that's why I don't computer game very often. That's why I'm just getting into online games.
It's okay.
Like
It
that.
means you're better than us.
Oh, you're way better than us. Holy shit.
I have less experience with the online community, which could be a downfall for me.
I have too much.
Maybe.
Okay, Bronson, you should go next because I probably by far have the most shit to talk about.
Probably.
God.
I guess I can start with you know what miniclip.com is?
I was just looking that
yeah.
up because I was trying to remember the name of it. God.
Yeah, it's miniclip. That's just a parapalooza of Flash games. Just
I am
like
so
everything ever.
I'm so sad because I went to look at it again and they completely overhauled the design of the website.
Oh,
Yeah, I was about to say
Nonsense.
that. That's
Like, I
way
remember-
back
insane.
in time.
I remember it being orange and now I'm just really sad about it. It's like,
Yeah.
do you remember when they used to have like the animation section to it?
No.
I used to do that shit all the time. I'll talk about that.
It was like Newgrounds or something.
Isn't that how a bunch of the animators on YouTube got started?
No, that was
Newgrounds.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, Jesus, I played everything of this instead of doing schoolwork like I should have been. I remember every computer science lesson was amazing because whenever the teacher looked away, we just pull up miniclip. Block Swords was a good one. It was just a puzzle game where you had to like
You move the big fat block.
Yeah, you had to move a
Oh.
block and make it drop through a hole, but you
Oh,
had
yeah,
to
it's like a
make it face the right way. I'm trying to remember what. Happy Wheels was another one. I didn't play too much of it. I watched people play it,
Is it
but
PewDiePie?
it was a mini clip. Yeah, PewDiePie. God, and
Your
Markiplier. He had a lot of those. Oh boy.
Oh, wow.
I'm trying to remember what. There was a whole set of games. It was like a.
Say, I'm
I guess a
scrolling through the
company or
website to see
something.
if I can find any of the ones I used to play.
Icebreaker. Who are they by? Who's it by? They made a whole ton of different games on here.
Like the armor games or whatever? Those people?
Sorry?
Like the armor game people? Made by Armor.
Doesn't ring a bell.
No? Okay.
Yeah, but
They made a lot of
this
the ones
other
I
one.
played, so.
Yeah. They made one about Nitrome. That was it. Nitrome. Ooh, that's loud. God. Yeah, Nitrome. They made one game that I played the heck out of. It was like a deconstruction game. Demolition? That's the word. It was a demolition game. It was a puzzle game where you had to like figure out how to break a certain number of blocks without like killing people, or you had to like get crates up from high off, like precarious little buildings, and you had a certain number of like explosives you could use to destroy everything with. And if you ran out, then you lost, or if you killed someone, you lost, stuff like that. But I like wasted so many hours on it. Oh,
I'm just looking through these websites to try to find games. One of the first ones that came up, like Super Stacker.
oh, nice.
Like,
Tom, stop!
Is it Tom?
He's clawing. He's clawing at my my earbuds.
Oh, he wants attention. Give it to him.
Yes, he
He wants to
does.
listen in.
I'm so sad that I can't find like any of the games I'm looking for on here. Like,
I'm finding them left and right. Shoot. Oh God, Light Temple, Plunger.
I
Ooh.
think it's because I played the more obscure ones.
No, these were definitely obscure.
Where really?
Rubble Trouble, that was it. Oh, Rubble Trouble. Nice. God. Oh, this is just a trip down memory lane. Oh, it was so fun. So bad. But yeah, I spent so many hours on here. But other than Miniclip, I spent a lot of time on Newgrounds as well, playing the Super Mario flashes that they had on there.
Yeah.
All the little animations. I did not care for the explicit rating. I watched them anyway. Because who wouldn't? Come on.
Yeah.
What else did I play a lot of? Newgrounds, Miniclip, Club Penguin. I played that so much. You ever played Club Penguin?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I bought a membership to Club Penguin like recently.
Why would you do that?
Because I wanted to.
Oh my God.
Isn't it? Did you buy it when it was still open at least?
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just
it is
it's
closed now,
I
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
need a membership now.
Yeah.
That'd be impressive, actually.
Yeah. God. Like I had I remember that was the cool thing to be in a group like at my school. there was a Club Penguin group, and it was the cool thing if you were in the group, because then you'd go home and go online and talk with everybody. And they had like inside jokes and everything. And I was so angry. Like, I became friends with someone in the group, and then they started talking to people in the group, and I was like, I have no idea what you're saying. What the hell are you talking about? What's a Club Penguin? And they were like, boy, I'm gonna blow your mind.
What? Better look at this.
You better look at this.
Get in
So
here.
I got a good long number of years at a Club Penguin. And I didn't pay a damn cent. Fuck
Oh,
memberships.
Oh, of course. Of course.
Yeah.
Why would you?
God.
I didn't for a while. And I think
what
I wanted to
else?
get back on Club Penguin just as a joke, so I paid for like a month of a membership.
Sorry, can you say that again? Because your mic just went all woof.
Oh,
Not for
sorry.
me.
Yeah, that I didn't hear you.
Just for Bronson. No, I never paid for Club Penguin when I was younger, but like I made another account like maybe 2 years ago, and just for like a month, like I should buy a membership as a joke and get
Yeah.
like, costumes. So
You
I did
actually
that.
did it. Why?
I'm awesome.
I remember I broke the heck out of that game once.
Oh yes.
I don't remember what the glitch was, but like I just specifically remember loading like the inside of the house, but like the image of it was offset, so there was like you could see the background because like the background color was a part of the image of your igloo,
Oh
and
yeah.
you're just like out in the void.
Just in the
I'm a penguin in the void.
wood.
And Toontown. I think that's the last major one that I played. I played Toontown a lot. Actually, no, I played it with one friend, and I think that was the saddest thing about my existence because
Oh.
like I didn't have a phone, so I just used a house phone to talk with him. And after school, just every day, I'd be so excited to like waste $50 on my mom's phone
Oh
bill
my god. That's
to
amazing.
talk with this one friend and play this shitty Toontown game that I couldn't even play anyways because like everything was hidden behind paywalls.
Yeah, of course.
Oh god! Like I think I get the most fun out of those games from breaking them because I remember specifically breaking that game too. Because again, with the house, there's a way to get outside of it, and I remember seeing the windows, like how they drew the exterior of the house in the windows. Like it was just a 2D image, but it was like slightly offset, so it gave it fake depth. And that was like the first time I'd ever seen that in the game. And I was like, oh, whoa, I'm finding the real game secrets here.
The real game creation.
Good word.
Yeah. Yeah. That was pretty much it for me. Oh, God, I just wasted so many years of my life doing that.
Okay, I think I'm the most embarrassing again then, because oh boy. Okay, so
Oh, gosh.
Alex mentioned Webkins briefly, and I have to ask, how many did you have?
Well, because my parents run a flower shop, and we sold them, I got a decent amount. I think I had, oh, how many would it be? Like at least 5, I think. 5 to 7, maybe.
Okay.
Hmm.
Would you like to take a guess how many I had?
I'm
50.
scared. No, I'm guessing at least 12.
I had 36.
What?
What?
That's closer.
I had 36 Webkins that I counted several times to make sure. Now I have I found some at like a dollar store, and I think I got Cracker Barrel. I think I have maybe 4 in this room or 5 on the bed.
Oh my
But
god.
Oh my god.
see, there was this thing at my school. My mom, she used to work in an office. Now she works from home, and she would be there from like 8 to 5 at night. So I would be at school, and then I'd get out, and then I'd be stuck in like the aftercare program at my school. So we'd be on the playground for a couple hours, and then they'd take us inside to like a library that was sort of a library, but not really a library. It was just like, I don't know, it was sort of shitty. But in the back, they had these big brick computers, like 5 of them in a line. And so, while I would wait for my mom to come pick me up, I would sit on these computers, and me and all these other little kids would just play Webkins. And we would compare our webkins haul. If you think mine was insane, I had a friend who had more than me.
What?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like, if you
How are you not like
Right.
high class citizens? With, like billions to spend on webkins.
webkins hoarding, you don't understand. One time for Christmas, I remember I got like $100 on like one of those little plastic debit cards. I spent all that money on webkins.
Oh my god.
Wow.
I spent all of
That's
it
awesome.
on webkins. I had like
That's
the
just
mini
impressive
ones.
and awesome.
I had like the normal ones. There was this Hallmark store close to my house. They used to sell like the Webkins clothing. I don't know if you ever saw that. They like made real
Yeah, I
clothing
remember
for your
those.
plush toys. Yeah, they'd like,
Oh my god.
and they would all have like the brands on it. It was cute, but I was like somewhat into dolls and somewhat not into dolls. Like I've told stories about like I had Polly Pockets, but I'd also take like the game pieces out of like sorry boards and also play with those. So I just liked getting all these Webkin clothing and stuff, and they all had names that I knew. And
Do you still know them?
I had a favorite Webkin. So
Please list them all off.
sort of generic. I think I had like a cat named Oreo and Marshmallow.
Oh, nice.
I remember specifically I had like the platypus looking thing that they called a Google, and I named it Camo, but specifically white, and that one was my favorite. And then when I didn't find like a Google Webkin ever again, I got depressed, and then I found a bunch of them in like a dollar store in like the front bin. So now there's 2 of them in this room, and they're huge.
That's amazing.
Anyway,
If you
no,
ever manage to sign back in, you have to make sure to write down all their names.
Please.
I've tried to get back into my old Webkins account, but I have no idea what the username or the password would have been, which is really depressing. But
Hmm.
I'm so sad. Anyway, it got to like a point. My dad had a Webkins account actually. He had like 5 of them.
Oh, what? He joined in?
Yeah, he joined in. I think it was just
Dude.
was interested into it, and I got really into like you get like you buy rooms and you can like build your entire house from the inside, and I'd have like bathrooms and like huge bedrooms and like all the furniture sets, and I got really into it. It was insane. Oh my god, it was like a war. In like 3rd grade, we'd all compare houses and we'd like have parties.
That's awesome.
It was my entire social life was freaking Webkins.
Oh,
Then-
wonderful.
I sold them all in a garage sale, and I got really upset about it. And I have since replaced my collection of Webkins with like Pokemon plushes.
Okay, that's good at least.
Oh
This
yeah, it
tragic
never
story
went
has a
away.
happier ending.
Yeah, and sometimes I'll go on Webkins and it has like really shitty load times now, and like no one's on it, and everything's behind a paywall. Nothing used to be behind a paywall, like nothing except for the plush toys.
Yeah.
That's capitalism, baby.
Now it's like the opposite. You can get the plush toys anywhere for super cheap. The paywall on the website is higher now because they know they're not making any money. And then Pop Tropica was also decently popular in my school. I was really into that. I'd more play that like alone in my room with like all the lights off, and I'd like be focusing at like 11 o'clock at night on like the space one.
Oh,
I kept replaying that level over and over again. It's like Space Nights. I don't know. I still think that it's a good website because they'd never change anything. There's no
Yeah.
call for any of it.
Well, didn't they change like the design of the characters?
No,
Oh.
actually, it looks like identical, and they still have all levels, and they keep adding new ones. Like the map is huge now.
Oh gosh.
I genuinely still like it.
Oh, Pop Tropical Worlds is what I'm thinking of. Sorry. Yeah, they all
was-
got the lips.
I was on
Okay.
I was on some Tamagotchi Flash website that's not up anymore, and that no one's ever heard of.
that's a thing?
It was a thing.
What
Wow.
the heck?
Okay.
Like it was just like a website where you had like the little Tamagotchi characters and you like played around with them. I was on, oh my god, what was that shit called? There was this Flash game on Disney Channel that was like based on like the Tinkerbell cast, where you made like a fairy, and oh my god, what's that called? Like Pixie Hollow or something. I didn't get super into that, but I would routinely make accounts on that and get into it. I had like, I would stop.
Oh God.
That's actually amazing.
Yeah, it's very good art, yeah.
I also, I told you, like, my entire life was consumed by, like, Flash games and, like, shitty third-party It was insane. Like, I also had a Club Penguin account with, like, a bunch of stuff on it. Like, a bunch of stuff on it. That's weird, too. But
Yeah.
when you brought up Miniclip, they used to have this thing, and I can't remember what it was called, but on the top there was, like, a tab, and you'd click and it'd bring you to, like, a section of the website that was specifically for making Flash animations. And it was built into the functionality of the website. Like, you could open the program in browser, and I think it gave you like maybe 100 panels to work with, and you could like draw your own animations by hand.
Wow,
That's
really?
cool.
These like dolls with like bone structures built in that you can move around, and they'd have like
What?
tests where they'd give you a theme, and you would like animate to the theme, and you'd win like the online badges or whatever. Miniclip used to have all these like trophy badges and stuff, and like
Jeez.
you'd make your character. Oh yeah, it was.
Wow.
I remember that very vividly because I had a lot of fun there. I never made friends. I just liked making my profile look cool. The words.
I really don't remember like seeing that at all.
No,
I mean,
no one does. And then they got rid of it at some point, and I don't know why. I always thought it was
Oh,
cool, and I wanted to get back into it recently, and it's just not there. And I got.
yeah.
But while you were talking about like all the games you remember, I was scrolling through the Flash websites trying to remember them, and like I never played any of like the really major ones like Hot Wheels or like the Impossible game or whatever, but I would played some shit called Cheese Dreams where you were like moon, but a ball, and you were trying to escape a spaceship that was piloted by mouses that kidnapped you. It was weird, like that weird shit. I don't know.
What?
It's wild.
Oh, God.
I was just writing these down while I found them. Skywire, I think, was just like it was just a skywire. You would pick people up and you would navigate them. And then some about hot air balloons. I don't called hot air. But I was looking up one that's still really good that I wanted to recommend to both of you and to anyone else. It's called This Is the Only Level, and I found it at a camp like years ago. It's like it's a puzzle game, and the layout of the level is like a singular platformable level, and like you play as like a stock elephant or whatever, and you just bounce at the end of it. But the crux of the game is that one screen, like the level stays the same looking wise, but you have to beat it in 30 different ways based on like the title it gives you at the bottom. So it's like a puzzle that you have to figure out. It's just interesting.
Oh.
I like going back and looking at it every once in a while because I think it's actually like really good game design.
That looks really neat, actually.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
it's fun. Play it.
This is the only level 2.
Yeah,
Like
they made a
TOO.
second. Yeah, it's great. I wonder if they've made a third one since then.
Yeah, there is.
I can hear you playing it.
Oh God.
Oh God, no copyright. Wait till after, you coward.
Yes.
No, I
Yeah,
was just opening it up, and for some reason the audio went through my computer instead of my headset.
I'm sorry.
Oh, whoops.
The music is very loud. I'm sorry about that. I also
Yeah, apparently there is a third one. Looks very like.
okay. I
Well
have
done.
played the third one. I wonder if they've made another one since then. Anyway,
Discord audio, stop going through the computer.
I can't hear it anymore. You're fine.
Yeah.
I just remember that at one point, like, I think my grandfather sent me a link to some Flash website that I cannot remember the name of, but it was like some really obscure one with a bunch of games on it, and I shared it with like, all the kids in my computer class, and so whenever they'd give us breaks, they'd all just like go to that one website, and I was thought of as like really cool for finding it. And that's it. My school was just like obsessed with those Flash websites.
Yeah, I mean, I think every school is.
Oh yeah, of course. But a lot of them just think of like cool math and stuff, but like
Yeah.
collect games and like recommend them to each other, and like we'd be looking over each other's shoulders, like, "How'd you beat that level? Can you show me how to do it?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Of course."
Yeah, sure thing.
When I had a small school, it was like a network of nerds.
I love whenever you say you have a small school.
My school of 300 people total
Yeah.
in 13.
My school on a rock.
My school that even people in my county have never heard of.
Wow.
Yeah, it's great.
Were you that mini clip thing that was it called Sketch Star?
Yes.
Yeah, I think I found it. We are sad to announce that on April 16th, 2013, Sketch Star will be closing.
2013.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's pretty dang late.
Oh my god.
Wow.
That's really.
Oof, well, this looks like MySpace. What is
Oh, that's old.
Ooh.
Oh my god, that is what it looked like. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Face. Oh my god. I remember it looking so much higher tech than that. Oh, that is literally what it looked like. Oh, I'm having a crisis. What was that? What was that DSi
Hindsight is 2020.
animator that like came on the DSi systems? What was that called again?
Flipnote?
Flipnote. That's what it reminded me of.
Oh yeah.
So this was kind of like the replacement for Flipnote I had.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It was the replacement for Flipnote. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
It's
I
like,
mean, yeah, I guess if it was only closed in 2013, how long's Flipnote been around then?
I don't know. I thought they tried to close it at one point and then they brought it back.
Yeah. I don't know. I've never actually used Flipnote. I have it, and I was like, I want to animate on that, and then I just never did.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you've seen the animations that come out of that, right? Like, some people are insane with those.
Yeah. No, you're saying 2013, like, it's an unreasonable amount of time for me to have been, like, replacing Flipnote, but the 3D came out in 2011.
Yeah. Because
so, I'm pretty sure, like, after the DSi was, like, not the main one anymore, they just, like, got rid of it.
Yeah, they moved it to the 3DS, yeah. Yeah, no, it's because I was thinking of the DSi version.
Yeah. Well, they just didn't have it for a while, and they brought it back recently, I think.
Yeah.
But I liked looking at all those animations on YouTube.
God, Sonic Chew. Yeah, the animations are really cool. There have been like really good ones. Sorry, I'm not going to share that. I'm just gonna pretend I didn't say anything.
You did say it already, so
You cannot talk about Sonic Chew because you will start a rant by me that video.
No, you must. You are you are the professional when it comes to Sonic Chew. Therefore, I'll leave all ranting to you.
I know far too much about Sonic Chew. We'll talk about that whenever we make an episode devoted to Sonic, and I'll just have
talk
about Sonic Chew at length.
I don't think any of us know enough about Sonic that we could actually do a full episode on it.
I mean, I can do that.
I was gonna say, Bronson has a lot of opinions.
You haven't played that many Sonic games, though, have you?
I played all the originals. I played Sonic Spinball. I played Mean Bean Machine. I've watched 06. I played Sonic
no one
and the
needs
Secret
to play
Rings
06.
and the Black Knights. I know, exactly. I have Sonic Generations.
I own Shadow the Hedgehog to make up for it, so there you go.
God. Oh, I have Sonic Heroes too. Oh gosh, but I didn't have Shadow the Hedgehog. Edgy. But yeah, no, I know enough about Sonic. I could fill an episode with that.
Okay.
My opinions on Sonic are purely aesthetic-wise anyway, so...
Listen, Sonic has a very good design. Can't argue with that.
Later. I'll talk about it later. Does anyone else have any childhood video game experiences?
I mean,
Sure.
Alex mentioned this for him earlier, but like, do you have any games like that you just played so much that you know inside and out?
I don't actually know. You know,
Webkins for you.
Yeah, Webkins, absolutely.
This is a very weird thing to say. Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Winter Games.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, I get that, yeah.
That was a game I, for some reason, had 2 copies of. I think I lost it and then bought another one and then found it.
Did you have the DS version or the Wii version?
No, the DS version.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I figured that, yeah.
Yeah, and for some reason, it was, like, one of the only recent games I had at the time, because until I, like, got a 3DS, I didn't ever have, like, the current game, and I didn't, like, pay attention to gaming news. So for, like, I think, like, a year or 2, I just played that religiously. I don't know why. It's not even that great.
No, I've heard. I had a friend of mine at high school who had that game, and he said like he sang the praises about that game all the time. And honestly, I didn't get it, but I've just learned to accept that. Okay, apparently that's a really good game for like.
I mean, it's fun, but when I say I know it inside and out, I mean the story mode.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Like, I won't play it for a long time, and then I'll pick it up and I'll be like, "Why do I remember this so well?"
I know everything right now. Dang it.
Oh my god.
For me, I mean, well, actually, I do know my answer. It's Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of figured, considering you can make maps of that
Yeah.
and mapping the treasure drops.
I've literally sat down, like, just by myself, listed off all the rooms in order, like, that you get the keys, that you can complete them in, all the portrait ghosts. I know that too well. Oh, God. I mean, it's because it was because I kept breaking Sunshine. So all I had left was Luigi's Mansion. Because for the longest while, those were the two games I had on GameCube.
God, every time you say you've broken a game, it makes
it hurts me on the
Yeah.
inside.
How
because
do you think I felt?
I didn't have like a real DS until like I think 2013. So when I heard about people breaking their system, new ones, I was like, you can do that.
Yeah, no, I mean, like I've had games since I was like 6, I think. So
Yeah.
I was a stupid and foolish child.
The only instance I've ever heard of people breaking their games was from my neighbor who'd have like rage fits when like playing his game. So he'd like smash his controllers or stuff. Or
Yeah.
he was the type of person who would like bite on the control sticks.
Oh my god, I did that.
Well, it's really kind of gross when it's like you go over to their house and then you're playing a multiplayer game and you're playing like a gross controller that's like slightly wet. You're not sure what it's
why.
So don't worry.
Marks on it.
I had a very specific. It was actually. I had a very specific nunchuck I bit on, and then I would never let anyone else use.
Okay.
That one was just mine.
I've tried biting on like a control stick, and I didn't like it.
I think, this is way off topic. I think my excuse is that I might be partially autistic. No, I just really like biting rubber things. And as we speak, this entire podcast, I've just been like touching like a soft piece of cloth.
Oh, it's not the pom pom anymore.
What?
It's not the pom pom anymore.
No, the pom pom's on I rubbed the pom pom on my face. That one's on the. I can see. I just like touching things and like chewing rubber things.
Yeah, that's fair.
I found out recently that apparently, like my kindergarten teacher asked my mother if I'd ever been tested.
Ooh.
Didn't tell me that, even though I've been like, do I have like a thing?
Do I maybe have a thing that I need to get checked out?
I mean, like I'm not gonna say that like biting control sticks isn't disgusting. I'm just saying like maybe I'm slightly more justified in doing that than like your gross neighbor.
No, I've known people who've eaten erasers and paper, so
I can't do that. I can't consume it. Like
can't consume.
Like, no, an eraser is like a taste. Like,
Yeah, erasers are very strong. Oh, I can remember that. Gosh, it sticks with you.
No, that's bad.
Oh no, I forgot what I was gonna say. Never mind. What were you just talking about?
Talking about breaking games. That's.
Yeah,
no,
the topic we were just talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, the topic was like games you know inside and out. I also came up with Mario Galaxy for mine.
Oh yeah, Mario Galaxy was also one I was pretty familiar with.
Yeah, that was the first
Luigi's
and
Mansion,
only.
Sunshine, and Galaxy. Yeah.
That was like the first and only Wii game I had for a very long time, and I've 100% the first one like probably 4 or 5 times. So.
Yeah. Oh, I remember what I was gonna say. It's not related at all.
Oh, okay, great.
It was about the biting things topic.
Bite.
I have a really weird like I don't know what it is, but like between my 2 front teeth, if I like press down between them, there's like a like on my gum, it like I get a feeling there. It's not exactly like pain, like it feels relaxing. It's like scratching an itch. So I used to put the little nub at the end, the pocket thingy of on a pen cap. I used to bite on that, like put it between my teeth and like slide it between the gap in between my two front teeth.
You're right. That's not related.
Yeah. That is all.
Yeah.
On to other things.
I mean, I guess you're justified in sharing that, and I'm not going to say
Yeah.
worse off for knowing
There's
that
a thing that
information.
happened. There's factually an event that went
Listen,
down.
you fools.
We're
Listen,
talking
you
about
absolute
child.
heathens.
Talking about
If Amy's
childhood.
allowed to, Amy's allowed to talk about how she's autistic for.
There's a
Amy's
difference
allowed to
between
talk about it, so am I, goddammit.
But that thing you just said was like objectively weird.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, fine, because you never heard about it. Ugh, God. Weird
Yeah.
is relative, my friend.
I'm
Where is
pretty
you?
sure relatively that's pretty weird.
Oh my
I don't know.
God.
I always have weird urges. Do you ever get like itches on the top of your knee?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's
I
just a
also-
normal itch.
I have
No,
eczema
like
though,
just
so
the top of your knee just itches sometimes. Like you're just sitting there and like your fingers next to your knee and there's this like little patch right above your kneecap that just gets itchy the more you scratch it.
Bronson, this is a video game podcast.
I
Yeah.
know.
Okay. Cool.
Sorry, I was thinking about it. Anyways, continue.
It's fine. I was just gonna say, to kind of wrap this up, so we're talking about a bunch of games from childhood. Are there any like games you've recently that like you as much as something? Are you breathing into the microphone?
Alex?
No, what?
You were breathing
that?
very heavily into your microphone.
Yeah.
No, it's not showing green for me.
I heard it.
Yeah, I
Was it
heard
me?
it too. It was like punctuating everything that Amy said.
I'm sorry. I
was
didn't know.
agreeing.
I guess I was doing that. My mic isn't near my mouth though, and I didn't think I was breathing that loudly.
It's
There was
fine.
something rubbing against it or something.
Oh, maybe because I was turning my head and okay, what? I don't know. I'm scared. I'm confused. Where's the ghost? But continue. I couldn't hear what you were saying anyway. You're kind of cutting out.
Okay. I was just saying, like, was there a game recently that you've played that affected you as much as something from your childhood? That, like, you'd equate with something from your childhood that you really loved?
I have one.
Oh, go ahead.
So when I was younger, I think I brought this up at some point maybe, but I played at Chow Garden quite a bit for Sonic Adventure 2. Like a ton. Like me and my
think you-
brother would play that all the time.
I don't think you said that, actually.
Oh really?
Yeah,
No,
no,
okay.
yeah.
Maybe I'm thinking of something else.
Mm.
But I would play that a ton. And I had so much fun with that game, even though it does absolutely nothing. And apparently it takes like 20 in-game hours before your child actually matured to adulthood.
Oh God. What?
And
like
I
real life.
never left the GameCube on overnight. So all the hours that my child was alive, it was for legit reasons.
Uh-huh.
But when I started playing Slime Rancher, it kind of felt very similar. Just because that where you're like raising a bunch of different creatures and you have to make sure you're trading out your time correctly for exploring and actually doing the game, and then coming back and taking care of all the creatures that you're supposed to raise. I don't know. Like the Chow Garden, it's nothing interesting now that I went back and played it again. I mean, it's still a fun time, but it's not anything exciting. But for some reason, Slime Rancher kind of felt like a better version of it again.
Yeah. That's cute.
Even though
Makes
it's more of
sense.
like a tycoon game than a spam chow or spam give your chow an animal so it looks more like a dragon.
I have two examples. One's of a game that I have played, one's of a game that I haven't.
Say.
Okay.
The game that I have played is FNAF.
Oh no.
It's just FNAF. I mean, when that game came out, well, I guess now it's a series. So like 4 years ago, when the first game came out, I was hooked on that. I needed to know everything about it. And I'm pretty sure I annoyed the absolute heck out of all of my friends at school. I have drawing books full of just like me writing out FNAF facts and like trying to write a timeline or just drawings. Like, ooh, I was absolutely crazy about it. An example of a game I haven't played is A Hat in Time. I love that for like what it is conceptually. It's like it's my childhood brought back again. It's Super Mario Sunshine. It's a little bit of Banjo-Kazooie. Not like ukulele.
The thing we don't talk about, yeah.
You called out a game a little bit.
The thing that shall not be mentioned. But yeah, no, I just love it. And like when I saw it, I was just, I want this in my life. Either that or Celeste. Both of those are two games that just
Alex,
I have a new love for video games. Alex plays Celeste.
Alex plays
Timely
Celeste.
call.
He just leaves in the middle of it.
I just go to bed. No more podcasts.
Mine's incredibly obvious.
What is obvious?
You want to get? Yeah, you already got it.
Okay.
No, I think it was just, I don't even remember the context in which I got into it. No, I do actually. It was because my friend, she had the trilogy on 3DS. And I think she recommended it to me, and then I think I bought Dual Destinies like on the eShop, and we traded
Nice.
cards after I played Dual Destinies, and then I got into the entire series, and now I own almost all the games. I don't have investigations. I pirate.
Get investigations.
Pirate them.
Shh, don't say that.
I will, but like, I don't even entirely know why I think it's just because I realized that I'm like a really big law buff, and that I just am really interested in all like the legality stuff and forensics and blah, blah, blah. But I'm just like obsessed, and I'm just like looking at my wall where I've hung a bunch of like keychains of it. I have like the prosecution and the defense badges somewhere on my desk, and
That I'm forever jealous of you for. I wish I had that.
and
Actually, I wish I just had like memorabilia, like in general. My room is bare. I have nothing.
mine's full of nerd shit. Because I am a nerd. I have my Gumshoe cosplay in my closet somewhere.
Yes.
How old is that now?
Maybe like 2 years, I think.
Okay.
Oh, really?
I remember you
Okay.
talked about it before, so I wasn't sure how old it was at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought it would have been older.
I've only been to a few cons. I think the only other cosplay. No, I have 2 other cosplays. I have like 2 homesick ones, and then I have Lapis Lazuli from Steven Universe back when I watched.
That's awesome.
But yeah, just I don't know, Ace Attorney. I like the story, and then it made me realize I'm really into law, so I took like a law class, and now I'm pursuing a minor in like law ish.
Ish.
Yeah. And then playing Ace Attorney like made me get into Danganronpa like 6 years after it was popular. Ghost Trick. And now I'm in
Yeah. Yay, Ghost Trick.
my Ghost Trick. Yeah. So Ace Attorney. I also realized that while scanning this room, part of my childhood I didn't mention was the fact that I used to like be really into collecting like Pokemon and Mario plushes. Like I'd spend money and then I'd go on Amazon and I'd find like the really cheap ones and I'd just get them. That's why my room is full of stuff. Old.
I have a Donkey Kong and a Yoshi plushie. That's it.
I have like,
Yeah,
I have a bookcase full of just plush toys, and there's a bunch of like pictures on my wall.
damn.
Bulletin board is just full of stuff.
Yeah, you were sending pictures the other day. It's like, holy cow, your room is full of stuff. Holy.
I don't
Bron.
make good decisions with my money. I have to ask why you just sent a picture of a drawn penis to the chat.
What are you talking about? I sent nothing.
Did you realize I could just like put this on screen?
Yeah,
You,
we could out you right now.
although it would
That's
probably get
my
us.
hope.
It's probably it'd probably get us banned.
Yeah.
Phallic imagery. But
Oh, it's Flipnote. Okay, that's why it's.
okay, it is relevant. I was like, what the hell are you? Okay.
Yeah, I thought it's just like you just posted a wiener. Just For the
Oh,
fun.
you know, sometimes it
I
just
love-
happens.
I
Yeah,
love that the
accidentally
name
posted your-
is. I love that the name is Inaugural Flipnote. Like that's their first one.
Oh, you know, just penis.
I thought you just sent like your private saved message to us.
Okay.
I'm gonna save that to my computer.
Well,
Oh.
in the vein of Flipnote penis, does anyone have any ideas for our Game Maker Studio segment?
Oh God! In the vein of stop. No, that was really badly worded.
Is it really good?
Sorry, ask it again. What'd you say?
The Game Maker Studio segment. Both of you always.
Oh yes.
Is it just a game where you can just mute everyone else, please?
It's a game where inaugural penises are everywhere.
It's a game where I block both of you on Discord.
I'm down with that.
That's the game.
Uh,
The game is a simulator of a chat room, but it's just a bunch of people sending you like really bad memes, so you have to block them all as quickly as possible.
Even better, you have to like try discreetly leaving the chat the best way you can.
Oh my god!
no, God.
It's like like one of those they used to have those like flash games where it was like you were locked in a room and you had to like turn around a bunch of times and like find all the items to get yourself out. It's like that, but it's like a chat room, like you're trying to find like the right messages and the right out.
Oh god.
Oh no.
It's like an escape room, but you're on Discord.
I have a game. I call it Webkin Simulator. It's a game where you're forced to sit and watch Amy be an absolute nerd about Webkins. And it's in real time too, and you have to sit through all of it in order to win.
So
It's like
this
the Pokemon
isn't.
channel, but it's me playing Webkins when I'm 8.
Yes, yes.
Why doesn't this exist already?
I know. Because we don't have a time machine to go find 8-year-old me playing Webkins.
Sadly.
Yeah. That's the first thing we'll do.
Yeah,
Technicians get on, like, that's why science progresses. It's just to go back in time.
of course.
Just to watch Webkins.
Oh my god, I just remembered my mom had a Webkins account.
Your whole family had Webkins accounts.
I think because both my parents realized that I was into it, so I think I made them. I think I made my dad's account, and then he like played it sometimes.
Oh.
I know my mom would like. I would ask her to play like the cash cow game or whatever it was.
Yes, that's the one that my mom played too for me because she was
Yeah.
an actress.
My mom was good at that too. So I'm like, Mom, get me money.
Yeah, it's like the Bejeweled of Webkins, so you just get your parents to do that one. I hate Bejeweled.
So that's our lives as gamers.
Yeah.
I hate Bejeweled as
It's
gamers.
okay.
Gamers.
Now you know all the terrible decisions we've made that led to us being here right now.
Yay.
We've done it.
We've done it, lads. Well, we should go now because I really want to. I want to listen to both of you play that one Flash game I linked you.
I haven't muted in the background.
I know. I have to know how you guys do with that because I would
Oh.
literally go around recommending it to like every new person I met, and I'd watch them play it. And I don't think I
Is that-
ever met a person that didn't like it. So
Mm. Yeah,
That's
no,
a
I
good
mean, it looks
concept.
awesome. I definitely want to try it right now, actually.
So the takeaway of this podcast is go play this only level.
This is the only level.
This
Come
is the
on.
only level, yeah.
Yeah, get the name right.
And then play the other two with it. And if there's a fourth one, I don't know.
I think I saw a fourth one, but there was like a seal instead of an
Oh,
elephant.
weird. They
Yeah.
updated.
Off-brand.
Okay, so I've been Amy, the Webkins enthusiast.
I've been Bronson. I've been the paper nest guy. Oof. The skeleton spook scared.
You have said your name is Bronson before.
I know.
Yeah.
I always call myself the paper nest guy on the intros and outros.
Oh, I
And I've been Alex, or also known as Disappointed.
disappointment.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday to Alex! Can I just point out that like this podcast made it sound like I came from like an uber rich family? I didn't. I literally just saved up every penny I ever owned to buy web shit. Well, my parents were probably disappointed in my habits. And they still
What?
are.
It's
I need
webkins, it's
people
working.
to judge success on how many webkins they have.
Oh, didn't you know? The president, Donald Trump has all the
I have all of them. I've nicknamed them all. Don Jr., Don Jr. Jr., Don Jr. Jr. Jr.